And welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to tell you the summary of the class 8th English It So Happened book, lesson number 6, The Fight, was written by Ruskin Bond. So let's start it. The lesson began by introducing us to a young boy named Ranji who had recently moved to Rajpur. He did not have any friends there and school had also not begun. It was the peak of summer at that time and he used to roam around forest in his vest and shorts. It was a one such hot day that he caught sight of a pool in the forest. The water in the pool was so clear that one could even see the bottom of it covered with the smooth round pebbles. The pool was being fed by a small stream of water that emerged out of a cluster of rocks. In the monsoon, however, the stream would be rushing, coming down like a waterfall. But during summer, the rocks somehow managed to keep the pool intact, unlike the pools in the plains that would dry up. Ranji jumped in the pool without hesitation, as he was used to swimming alone or with his friends when he had lived with his parents in a thirsty town in the middle of the Rajputana desert. There he had seen only the sticky, muddy pools in which buffaloes rolled in. Thus he jumped into the water and his body moved flexibly as it was free of any fat. He came there again the following day to get some relief from the scorching heat. Once he swam in it for a while, he rested on the smooth yellow rocks under the shade of a sal tree. Suddenly his eyes fell upon a stranger who was looking at him from a distance. He was taller than him, a little older too, thickest and had a broad nose and thick red lips, although Ranji extended a friendly offer towards him to come and swing along. The other boy's tone was quite hostile. He told Ranji that it was his pool and Ranji had come there uninvited. He exclaimed himself to be a warrior. Ranji, on the other hand, exclaimed that he was a fighter. Both of them ended up in a violent fight, but after 5 minutes of frenzied, unscientific struggle, neither boy emerged victorious. Their bodies having with exhaustion, they stood back from each other, making tremendous efforts to speak. All they could say was repeated, "I am a warrior and I am a fighter." Suddenly the warrior got an inspiration and they both decided on continuing the fight the next day. As Ranji reached home, it became difficult for him to explain the cuts and bruises on his face, legs and arms. It was clearly evident that he had been involved in a usual violent fight. His mother insisted upon him to stay indoors for the rest of the day, but somehow he managed to slip out in the evening to go to bazaar. There he found solace in a bottle of a vividly colored lemonade and sweet jalebis. As he finished his lemonade, his eyes fell upon his approaching enemy. At first he wanted to turn his head and look away. On the second instinct, he wanted to throw the lemonade bottle at him, but he resisted and stood his ground as he looked at the other boy angrily. Next day, although Ranji felt weak and stiff from the previous day's fight, he could not refuse the challenge. It would mean that he surrendered. He was well aware that his physical condition, he would anyway end up losing the fight, but then he still had to show up. Half hoping that warrior must have forgotten about the fight, Ranji went to the pool. His expectations were crushed when he saw that opponent rubbing oil on his body. The other boy challenged him to come towards his side of the pool. Not wanting to submit to the condition laid down by the opponent, Ranji called the boy towards his side of the pool. The other boy provoked him. Thus Ranji took out of his vest, divided into the water and cut through it like a knife, leaving the stranger's mouth open with amazement. The stranger asked Ranji to teach him how to dive. Ranji willingly helped him. Despite the other boy's not so good attempt at diving, Ranji did not discourage him and showed him how to do it. This time when the other boy waited for him to show up on the surface of the water, Ranji circled around him under water and came out from behind him. The other boy was surprised to know that Ranji could even swim underwater. He was inclined towards trying it himself, but when he tried, he thought that he had successfully been under the water. But actually his bottom was above the surface, just as it happens in a case of a duck. He asked Ranji to come to the pool every day and teach him how to dive and swim under the water. In return, he promised to help skinny Ranji become a pahalwan. Both of them shared their names and agreed that the pool belonged to both. of them and no one else could use it. Ranji smiled in the end, knowing that he had conquered the day. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video then please subscribe my channel. In next video मैं आपको इसके क्वेश्चन आंसर और एक्सरसाइज प्रोवाइड करूंगी. तो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. सी यू एंड बाय बाय.